So we're going to get underway with event 601, the women's 10 to 13 years 200 metre medley. Going to be some in 3 heats. Heat 1, teams on the blocks are lane 3, Hoddesdon B, lane 4, Verulam B, and lane 5, Harpenden B. So away we go with the first of these relays. Hoddesdon B in lane 3, led off by Rosie Ahmed, and lane 4 is Verulam B, led off by Annabelle Hopkins. Harpenden B in lane 5, led off by Pippa Willis. All on the backstroke, 200 metres, so it's 50 metres of each. At the moment turning first, Hoddesdon just ahead of Harpenden and Verulam. Pretty close between Hoddesdon and Harpenden though, coming up. And this is going to be close, so 3 teams fairly close together. Hoddesdon just behind Harpenden at the moment. Harpenden B going to handing over to Pippa Willis, going in for Harpenden B, and then Rosie Ahmed for Hoddesdon, and then Martha Duncan going in on the breaststroke for Verulam. And coming up to the end, a good breaststroke here by Harpenden, pulling clear now, and Verulam have come back past Hoddesdon. So in the lead now, Harpenden ahead of Verulam. And Verulam coming back on Harpenden, and it's getting closer now. Verulam's breaststroke out, Martha against Harriet with Daria behind them. But it's going to be very, very close as they go into the fly. And it's going to be together. They're going to be going in at the same time. Handing over 129, both of them. In they go. We got Lola for Verulam and Adrienne for Harpenden. Inga Hoddesdon got Isis Coker doing the fly. But already at the turn for Verulam. Verulam looking good on the fly. And Verulam overtaking Harpenden. Verulam now with a 2 or 3 metre lead. Now the times are going to be important on these as they get to the end. This is Coker going well in the 3rd place there for Hoddesdon. Remember, getting many of these swimmers involved as possible. It's really great to see them here. Handing over 2:10 for Verulam. Handing over to Grace, who's going in for them. 2:12, Emily Clark. So Grace Gentleman, Emily Clark, and Millicent Walker will be going in for Hoddesdon. In they go at 2:21. Great rattle up front, there's nothing to choose between them. Verulam in 4, Harpenden in 5, turn together, and Harpenden are catching Verulam. Harpenden are getting closer to Verulam, and they're getting on terms. Harpenden go into the lead with just 15 metres to go. It's Harpenden taking the lead, and Verulam in 2nd place here. And as they come up towards the end, it's going to be Harpenden B who take this. A time of 2:47.83. Verulam, unfortunately, Grace lost her goggles right at the beginning. Such a shame. And as they come in to finish here, Millicent coming in and touching to complete that for Hoddesdon. So heat 2, the lineup we have is lane 1, Ware. Lane 2 is Bishop Stortford B. Lane 3, Cheshunt. Lane 4, Stevenage. Lane 5, Harpenden. Lane 6, Berkhamsted B. Lane 7, Royston. So we're leading off with Victoria Hitchens in lane 1, and then Ellen Miller-Bond of Bishop Stortford in 2, Sasha Colton of Chesney in 3, Sophie Lyons Stevens in 4, Jessica Craig for Harpenden, Isabella Whittaker for Berkhamsted B, and A.B. Crossley for Royston. Very close at the moment, but coming off the wall first in lane 5 is Jessica Grigg for Harpenden, and right alongside her Sophie Lyon for Stevenage. Also going well is Royston's Evie Crossley, and on the lane 2 is Ella Miller-Bond for Bishop Stortford, but it is going in first. It's going to be Stevenage 37.8, and as they go in, we've got Ella Cripps for Ware, Ella Kirsty Nell for Bishop Stortford, Simran Masir for Cheshunt, Ran Manala in the Stevenage, Ophi Martin for Harpenden, Saffron Harding for Berkhamsted, and Abby Frost for Royston. And in the lead at the moment, it is lane 4 Stevenage, led by Rianne Manella, who is having a very, very good breaststroke swim. Storming away here, and now picking up well over in lane 2 is Kirsty Nell for Bishop Stortford, and in lane 5 is Ophi Martin, who's swimming for Harpenden, but it's going to be Stevenage who are going to go in first, and they split at 118, and Bishop Stortford B going next to 120, and it's going to be Harpenden ahead of Cheshunt, and then Royston, and then Ware, and finally Berkhamsted. And we've got Martha Curry for Ware, Grace Mason for Bishop Stortford, Charlotte Williams for Cheshunt, Phoebe Sand for Stevenage, Francesca Rani for Harpenden, Christina Salisbury for Berkhamsted B, and Alice O'Toole for Royston. But look at this storming swim in lane 2 by Martha Curry for Ware. Martha's having a fabulous swim here. She's going to go into the lead with just the 3 to go. Bishop Stortford in the lead there. Bishop Stortford, I beg your pardon, it's Kirsty Nell. Kirsty with a great swim, 155. Stevenage in a 158. Third going in there was Cheshunt. But it is going to be Bishop Stortford with Imogen Tang leading the way. Ashley Willett for Cheshunt, Katie Sunderland for Ware, Annabelle Brown for Stevenage, Florence Scully for Harpenden, Neil Costa for Berkhamsted, and Ruby Brundle for Royston. But it's going to be Imogen Tang who's going to bring this home. Touches first, it's on 227.47. Stevenage touching in second. It's going to be third place for Harpenden, and then Cheshunt. And it's going to be close behind them. Looks like Ware may get there just ahead of Royston. Going to be close. Ware get there just ahead of Royston. And Berkhamsted B. Well done, swimmers. Can you clear the pool, please, swimmers? Clear the pool, please. Very exciting. 2:27 is now the mark to beat. We've got 2 more heats to come. 2:47 was the winning time in the first heat. 2:27 now. And this is heat 3 or 4 of the event 601, the girls 10 to 13 200 metre medley. Your lineup in this heat: lane 1 Tring B, lane 2 Berkhamsted, lane 3 Hoddesdon, lane 4 Hemel, lane 5 Watford B, lane 6 Costa B, lane 7 Hertford, and lane 8 Verulam. So where we go, led off for Tring, we've got Sophie Bradley, Berkhamsted, Emma Hockley, Hoddesdon, Molly Hagan, Hemel, in the middle there, Grace Corley, Watford, Katie Webley, and Lane Costa B, Racer Vickery, Hertford, Isla Cabell, and then Owachik Jartsioch in lane 8. Oksana, I believe that is. And it is Oksana who's right up there with Costa B, so it's Verulam. And then Costa being in the middle of the pool, Hemel Hempstead and also Hoddesdon, all going in absolutely together, 37 seconds. Nothing to choose between them. We've got Tring going in just before Hertford. But in the pool now, we've got Katrina Dalton for Tring, Emma Lawson for Berkhamsted, Rachel Carpenter for Hoddesdon, Charlotte Gillingham for Hemel Hempstead, Esme Harrington Clark for Watford. That's Harrison Mara for Costa B, Laura Maragoli for Hertford, and Amber Harbour for Verulam. And it's Amber Harbour for Verulam in the lead. Amber clear now of Charlotte Nicholson for Costa, and then Watford's Esme, but going in now, it's Verulam going first, followed by Costa B, and then Watford, Hemel Hempstead, Hoddesdon over past Hemel Hempstead, and then behind those it's Hertford and Tring. We've got Daisy Knight, Laura Costa, Holly Morgan, Isabel O'Leary, Amy Borum, Kira May Ingram, Ella Canal and Maya Gosh in the pool from lanes 1 to 8, and storming down on the fly, Hertford's Ella Canal just ahead of Kira May Ingram, and Hoddesdon's Holly Morgan coming up. They all hand over together at 1:52. It's a great drag race now. Just the freestyle to come. Bertie Bingham for Tring, Abigail Burrows for Berkhamsted, Lily Rogers Hoddesdon, Fran McDonough Hemel, Harrington Clark for Watford, Charlotte Nicholson for Costa, Zoe Gallop for Hertford, and Rosie Hadfield for Verulam. Coming down the final length, and it is Watford who are going into the lead from Hoddesdon coming back, and Sarah Costa, and he's going to be very close, and he goes to Watford in a time of 2:23.93. Second was Hoddesdon, 2:24.11, and third there, Costa, the 2:24.21. Behind those it was Verulam, and then Berkhamsted, Hemel Hempstead, Tringby, and finally Hertford. Well done, swimmers. Can you make your way to the side of the pool, please? Clear the pool, please, swimmers. So, new time to beat, 2:23.93 by Watford. And this is the final heat of the girls 10 to 13 200 metre medley. Line up for the final heat. In lane 1, Potters Bar B. In lane 2, Watford. Lane 3, Potters Bar A. Lane 4, Hatfield. Lane 5, Bishop Stortford. Lane 6, Costa. Lane 7, Hatfield B. And lane 8, Tring. So this is the final heat. Time to beat, 2:23.93. Louise Savage is in there for backstroke for Potters Bar B, and Neva Mira for Watford B. Tia Patel for Potters Bar, Hatfield's Isabel Murta, Bishop Stortford have got Jamie Lee Wardle, and then Elizabeth Sander for Costa, Hatfield B's Phoebe Gill, and Tring have got Chloe Sharp. And a very good backstroke already in lane 6, Costa B. This is Elizabeth Sandon, and she is currently ahead of Hatfield's Isabel Murta. These two a little bit clear of over the far side, Watford's Neve O'Mara and Bishop Stortford, and also both Hatfield B and Tring. But in go in lane 6, Costa ahead of Hatfield, and in on the breaststroke, Tasia Sonomis for Potters Bar, Megan Morley for Watford, Lily Bart for Potters Bar, Kirsty Fuge for Hatfield, Lauren Gore for Bishop Stortford, Yasmin Meadows for Costa, Eva Glenn for Hatfield, and Charlie Maley for Tring. Making her way back, excellent breaststroke here. Megan Gray, Hatfield 18, and she's well clear at the moment of Costa's Karis Turlin as they get ready. I beg your pardon, that's Kirsty Fuge against Yasmin Meadows. And in go the fly swimmers, and it is now Megan Gray for Hatfield in there ahead of Karis Turlin for Costa. And now up into third place, very tight between Hatfield B and Potters Bar. But up at the front, Hatfield A in the lead, coming back. It's Megan Gray on the fly. Costa got Karis Toland there, chasing her. Potters Bar with Keely White and Hatfield B over Glen. But Hatfield A going first at 1:45. In go, Costa A, and then Potter's Bar just ahead of Hatfield B. Watford. And it's very, very close and behind, but up the front. Hatfield A storming away here. Hatfield A. Mayor Alexander ahead of Katie Lane for Costa. And chased by Potter's Bar's Jessica Bright. But coming in to touch, it's going to be Hatfield who take this. 2:16.33. Second 2:18 for Costa. And third Potter's Bar 2:21. That's the 1-2-3 overall. Great sprinting there. Last two strokes over in lane 1 for Potter's Bar B. Got Jasmine Pereira in the pool coming home. And what an exciting race. We'll have to wait to see for any DQs, but well done, Potter's Bar. Subject to no disqualifications. That will be the final result. Could you clear the pool, please, swimmers? Could you make your way out of the pool, please? The next event in the pool will be event 602, the men's 10 to 13 200 metres medley. We've got to get 3 heats of this to go through, so I've got a little bit to do. Very, very exciting out there at the moment. And we've got a lot of swimmers behind the curtain. The marshals are doing an absolutely fabulous job to get them all together, but as you can imagine, we've got 28 swimmers to get out behind the blocks on this one alone, so and it's very, very busy back there. So bear with us while we just get things sorted out, make sure everyone is in the right place and in the right lanes. So this is heat 1 of event 602, the men's 10 to 13 years 200 metre medley. The line-up for the first heat: in lane 1, Verulam B. In lane 2, Royston. In lane 3, Hoddesdon. Lane 4, Cheshunt. Lane 5, Harpenden B. Lane 6, Bishop Stortford B. And in lane 7, Hoddesdon B. Can I just say to the swimmers, when you get to the very end of the last swimmers is when you're asked to leave the pool, can you leave by the far side, please, because it's so busy going back through this side, it slows everything down. So if I could ask at the very, very end, not during the race, you can get out wherever you want, but at the when we finish the race, when you leave the pool, can you leave by the far side, please? Thank you. So you've just got a couple of bits of debris that have managed to get into the pool. We're just making sure it's clear and safe before we start. So we're ready to go with event 602, the men's 200 metres medley, heat number 1. So this is the men's 10 to 13 years, so from the youngest up to 13 years. Medley, the same as the girls. Got Verulam in 1, Royston 2, Hoddesdon 3, Chesham 4, Harpenden B5, Bishop Stortford B6 and Hoddesdon B7, just to remind you. Lead swimmers in this one, Ryan Ingram for Verulam B, Toby Pennick for Royston, Harrison Oddie for Hoddesdon, Max Coltman for Cheshunt, Jacob Buddier for Harpenden B, Jacob Hayes for Bishop Stortford and Ollie Bradley Smith for Hoddesdon B. It's Cheshunt leading the way, Max Coltman ahead of Hoddesdon's Harrison Oddie. These two going to go in first and second, 38 and 39, about a second between them. Behind them we've got Harpenden B and then Bishop Stortford and then Hoddesdon B and then finally Royston and Verulam. But in the lead still, Cheshunt coming up to the turn. Cheshunt with Godfrey Obring and Jack Renner for Hoddesdon chasing him. Behind those pretty close, Harpenden's Alban Gill is chasing with Oliver Gisborne. And then over the far side, Royston, Edward Ormsby having a very, very good strength length here. Edward doing really well, but in they come. It's still Cheshunt in the lead, 119, 120 for Hoddesdon in second, and now up to third, Royston. Excellent swim by Royston. Harpenden going into handover to Scott Hanlon going in, and Bishop Stortford's George Oliver going in, and then Max Hosier going in for Hoddesdon B, but in the lead still. On the fly. It's now Hoddesdon taking this over. Zach Stacey for Hoddesdon against Kai Fellows for Cheshunt. And look at that swim by Royston's Ryan Wall. Ryan having a stunning swim in lane 2. Ryan coming right the way through, taking Royston into a 3-metre lead in the last length there. Royston going first, 157. Hoddesdon second. Ingo Cheshunt. And it's Royston's Josh Alborn ahead of Hayden Thornhill and Igor Mortajar. Igor going up to Hayden Thornhill's shoulder, but in the lead still, it's Josh Alborn for Royston. Going after him, Scott Haxton for Harpenden, George Taylor for Bishop Stortford, Max Hosier for Hoddesdon B, Edward Benson for Verulam and Josh Alborn for Royston. Now suffering a little bit, coming through very strongly. It's going to be Igor Mortajar taking it for Cheshunt, 232.15. Hoddesdon coming in second, 234.75. Just out touching Royston, had some great swims in there, coming in third, 235. Next was Harpenden B, and then Bishop Stortford, Hoddesdon, and just coming in, Verulam B. Well done, all those teams. Can you please leave the pool by the far side, please? If you can leave the pool by the far side, please. So that's the time to beat. And this is heat 2 of the men's 10 to 13 200 years medley. Line up for heat 2. In lane 1, Berkhamsted. In lane 2, Verulam. In lane 3, City of St Albans B. In lane 4, Ware. In lane 5, Hemel Hempstead. Lane 6, Harpenden. Lane 7 is Tring. And lane 8 is Watford B team. So leading on the backstroke, had a great race. We've just seen lead change 3 times during the back one, but this one here, Berkhamsted leading off with Alexander Claverborn. And Alexander's really storming away at the moment. Head of Ware's Callum Cox, we've got St Albans, we've got Edward Rowbottom, Verlin, Jack Gentleman, we've got Escarelio de la Valbornes in the Hemel Hempstead, Samuel Bryington for Harpenden, Rhys Jones for Tring, Alexander Hollis for Watford. But look at this, in first Berkhamsted's Alexander Claverborn, just ahead though of Ware's Callum Cox. Going in for them, got George Gray for Berkhamsted and Oliver Mann for St Albans. Finn Hussain for Verulam, Ware I've got Thomas Lydiard, Henry White for Hemel, Thomas Gray for Harpenden, Oliver Solomon for Tring and Ben Taggart for Watford. Nothing to choose between them. Still Ware in lane 4, just ahead of Berkhamsted. It's Thomas Lydiard ahead of George Gray, but very close, very good swing by Ben Taggart for Watford in lane 8, coming up strongly. And Ben's bringing himself right up into this. The others are all in a line, but it's going to be Ware going in first with Archie Ran, and then Lawson Gray for Berkhamsted, just ahead of Geoffrey Gill for Watford. And then Tring's James Monk going in just ahead of Harpenden's Toby Martin. And we've got Hemel, Daniel Beasley, Archie, Nathan Massan for St Albans, and Ollie Fennick for Verulam. But storming away, look at this fabulous fly swim in the middle of the pool here. Lane 4 where Archie ran, and he's having a really good swim here. Coming home, handing over to teammate Philip George, and it's going to be Geoffrey Gill, and just being overtaken by Toby Martin. It's Harpenden now, overtaken Watford B, and then St Albans, and then Berkhamsted going in at the same time as Tring. But into the final 15 metres. Commanding swim this one. Look at the time when they finish. Where Philip George is coming home, and let's look at the time. He's got 2:32 to beat. Goes 2:28.07. Second to touch is going to be Harpenden in time 2:32. So about the same time as the previous heat, 2:34. Third to touch there was Watford B. What an exciting swim. So now the time to beat 2:28.07 for Ware. Can you clear the pool by the far side, please? By the far side, please, swimmers. This is the third and final heat of the men's 10 to 13 200 metres medley. Please welcome your teams as they make their way to the blocks. And the lineup is lane 1, Bishop Stortford. Lane 2, Hatfield B. Lane 3, Potters Bar. Lane 4, Hatfield A. Lane 5, City of St Albans A. Lane 6, Watford A. Lane 7, Potters Bar B. And lane 8, Stevenage. Quiet for the start, please. Shh. Bishop Stortford led off by Sam Carter, then Hatfield B, Rockin Brown, Jake Moore for Potters Bar, Lucas Hartley for Hatfield A, Nathaniel Mapley for St Albans, Finn the Guest for Watford, and then Watford Potters Bar B is James Renton. Stevenage is Jonathan Key. Very, very close behind the leader, but look how far clear lane 5 Costa is. And it's City of St Albans who are going to go in first place, handing over to Daniel Hollis, and then second to go in there, lane 3, Potters Bar, and then behind them, Watford, and then Potters Bar B, Hatfield B. Very close, but look at the leader though, storming away at the moment. St Albans 18, Daniel Hollis, and he's storming away down here. At the moment it's Andrew Tember from Hatfield who's chasing him, and on the other side of Andrew, Potters Bar's Kobe Cornwall, and then William Fawcett, but it's still a big commanding lead for City of St Albans. 68 seconds ahead of Hatfield going in second, then Potters Bar, Hatfield B and Watford all going in together in third place here. Potters Bar B going in after those, and then it's Stevenage in alongside Bishop Stortford's team on the far side, but coming back already, storming back on the fly. Fergus Reid for the City of St Albans being chased by Hatfield's Jason Ho. Fergus hands over with a commanding lead, 142.54. Jason Ho handing over to Joel Peterson. And Potters Bar now up into third place with Alexander Feeney going in, just ahead of Watford's Theo Lim. And now Potters Bar's B team in there, ahead of Bishop Stortford and Hatfield are closing. Hatfield are closing on Costa, but I think Costa are going to hang on to this, and he goes to City of St Albans with a time of 2:13.14. Hatfield second, 2:14.29. Third to touch, 2:19.79 was Potters Bar. Potters Bar B coming in, and then on the far side from me we've got Bishop Stortford. And Stortford come in just ahead of Stevenage. Well done, swimmers. If you could clear the pool to the far side, please, swimmers. Clear the pool to the far side, please. And so that result stands, and we do have disqualifications. That will be a win for the City of St Albans. Have a notice of disqualification, event 602, heat 1, lane 1. Event 602, heat 1, lane 1, disqualified for a technical infraction. Event 603 is the women's 10 to 13 years 200 metres free relay, and in heat 1 the lineup is lane 3 Harpenden B, lane 4 Berkhamsted B, and lane 5 Hoddesdon B. So now on to the freestyle relays for the younger age groups. There's something at Harpenden B, Adrian Edmondson leading them out, Berkhamsted B, Isabella Whittaker, and Hoddesdon B, Rosie Ahmed. And it's pretty close at the moment. No goggles in lane 3 at the moment for Harpenden B. Handing over to Lauren Dent, Harpenden B. Berkhamsted going in second, handing over to Saffron Harding, and then Hoddesdon handing over to Millicent Walker. In that order, we have another notice of disqualification. Event 602, heat 2, lane 6. Event 602, heat 2, lane 6, disqualified for a technical infraction. But it's still in the lead, Harpenden B. And Lauren's going to hand over to Naomi, who goes in at 1:17. Maybe Dent. Now Costa going in for Berkhamsted B, and Daria Zakiri going in for Hoddesdon B. Still in holding on to their lead though, Harpenden B. Berkhamsted still leading from Hoddesdon. And just extending their lead a little bit now, Harpenden. Seat time of 2:36. And as they come up, in goes the final swimmer, Harriet Toppy for Harpenden B. Berkhamsted got Christina Salisbury in there now, and then Isis Coco going in for Hoddesdon B. That order. Have another notice of disqualification. Event 602, Heat 3, Lane 7. Event 602, Heat 3, Lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction. Coming up to the last two strokes, touching first is Harpenden in time of 2:32. That will come up on the back up. It'll be about 2:32. It's very close. 2:32.33 second there was Berkhamsted B and Hoddesdon B in third place in 2:40. We'll pick up the backup time, which will be on there. If you could clear the pool by the far side, please. So moving on to the second of four heats, and in this 200 metres freestyle relay. In lane 1 we've got Bishop Stortford B team. Lane 2 Ware. In lane 3 Tringby. In lane 4 Harpenden. In lane 5 Cheshunt. In lane 6 Royston. And in lane 7 Verulam B. So as I said, disqualifications do happen, and we've seen one in each of the first heats of the men's ones. This is heat 2, the Bishop Stortford led off by Kirsty Neal, Ware by Martha Curry, Tring by Daisy Knight, Francesca Irani for Harpenden, Charlotte Williams for Cheshunt, Royston got Evie Crossley, Verulam Martha Duncan. Very fast swim here by Cheshunt's Charlotte Williams. One of their strongest swimmers, going to be one of the older ones. And she's going to hand over 29.74 in the lead. Blanket behind there, we've got Royston and Tring and Bishop Stortford all going in absolutely together, with Harpenden just ahead of in second place, but now going very well Bishop Stortford with Jessica Fields. We've got Katie Sutherland, Tring B got Lucy B, Harpenden got Pippa Willis, Simran Mansir for Cheshunt, Abby Frost for Royston and Pia Croshley for Verulam. In the lead for Cheshunt at the moment, it's Simran Mansir, but being chased down by Jessica Fields for Bishop Stortford. In goes Ashley Willett for Cheshunt, and Ellen Miller-Bond going in for Bishop Stortford. In third place at the moment, Tring, led off now by Morgan Slade, and then Royston's Ruby Brundle being chased by Harpenden's Emily Clark. We've also got Victoria Hutchins and Isabel Kelly and Ruby Brundle for Royston. But coming in now, handing over to final swimmer, Cheshunt, Ashley Willett going into Sasha Coltman, goes in. In the lead still from Bishop Stortford, Lauren Gore. And then Tring, Talia Williams just ahead of Royston's Alice O'Toole. And Florence Crowley for Harpenden. Where's Natalie Bolton? And then finally over there on line 7 we've got Zoe Hilton. But it is going to be very close behind them, but in the lead here, Bishop Stortford, Lauren Gore comes through and touches and takes it to 14.13 to set a new time. Cheshunt there 2:15.47, and third place was Tring B. Last few strokes in lane 7. Verulam's team coming in. And they come in touch and finish. Well done, swimmers. Can you exit the pool by the far side, please? If you can go out, leave the pool by the far side, please. Leave the pool, please. This is heat 3 of the women's 10 to 13, 200 metres freestyle relay. And the lineup for this heat. Lane 1 is Stevenage. Lane 2, Verulam. Lane 3, Watford B. Lane 4, Hemel Hempstead. Lane 5, Tring. Lane 6, Hoddesdon. Lane 7, City of St Albans B. And lane 8 is Hertford. So time to beat, 2:14.13. Bishop Stortford B's time in the previous heat. In this one, Sophie Lyons leading off for Stevenage. Oksana Wojciech-Jardiocz is in for Verulam in lane 2. Harrington Clark, not sure who that is, for Watford is in lane 3. Grace Crowley for Campbell in lane 4. Tring only led off by Chloe Sharp. Holly Morgan for Hoddesdon. Risa Vickery for St Albans B and Hertford's. Ella Cannell is leading off for them. Hoddesdon leading the way here. Holly handing over to Molly Hagan in the lead. Very, very close behind them. It looks like it's Watford just ahead of Hemel Hempstead and then Tring. So we've got Ashwara Morgan who's in for Stevenage, Amber Harbour for Verulam, Tiger Lily Donald for Watford, Isabella Leary for Hemel, Verity Billingham for Tring, Molly Hagan for Hoddesdon, Anya Dunwoody for St Albans and Zoe Gallop for Hertford. And still leading the way, coming up to the halfway handover. Molly Hagan's going to hand over to Lily Rogers for Hoddesdon in the lead, being chased by Hemel Hempstead, where Isabella's handing over to Charlotte Gillingham. 64, 65, and then behind those ones, City of St Albans B. In third place, we got fourth place, got Watford. Behind Watford, Verulam. Turning in the lead still though. Hemel, it's Hoddesdon. Lily Rogers, but being chased very hard by Hemel's Charlotte Gillingham. And now coming up into third place, St Albans B with Kira May Ingram. But it's going to be Hoddesdon handing over. Rachel Carpenter goes in first with about a 2-second lead over Hemel's Freya McDonough, and then St Albans is Josephine Reid. And also powering along now in lane 3, Watford's Katie Welpley and Annabelle Brown on the far side, Stevenage. And Rosie Hadfield for Verulam. And Hertford's Laura Malagoli in great battle. Look at this race, it's coming to be very, very close. It's Hemel in 4 and Hoddesdon in 6, and it's going to be on the fingertips. And Hemel take it, I think. Hemel got there. We'll have to wait and see the backup times coming up, but on the AOE, time didn't come up. But Hemel looked like they got there 2:10.6 something. We got a Hoddesdon 2:10.60. That's going to be, because it could even be a dead heat. We'll have to wait and see on the backup time what happens there. No doubt third place was Watford B. If you could clear the pool by the far side, please. And we move on to event 603, the final heat of the girls' 200 metres freestyle relay. And the lineup for this heat: in lane 1, Hatfield B. In lane 2, Potters Bar B. In lane 3, Bishop Stortford. In lane 4, Hatfield A. In lane 5, Potters Bar A. Lane 6, Watford A. In lane 7, Berkhamsted A. And in lane 8, City of St Albans A. Waiting, I have another notice of disqualification. Event 603, Heat 1, Lane 5. Event 603, Heat 1, Lane 5, disqualified for a technical infraction. So leading off in this one, we've got Olivia Riley for Hatfield, Jasmine Pereira for Potters Bar, Amy Charter for Bishop Stortford. Hatfield in the middle, we've got Isabel Murta, and then Lily Blount for Potters Bar, Megan Morley for Watford, Eve Lawson for Berkhamsted, Katie Lane for St Albans. Hatfield and Costa go in absolutely together, with Watford and Potters Bar right behind them. And we've now got Erin Curry for Hatfield B, Daisy Benson for Potters Bar B, Jamie Lee Wardell for Bishop Stortford, Megan Gray for Hatfield, Tia Patel, Potters Bar, Lauren Parkinson for Watford, Laura Costa for Berkhamsted, Elizabeth Sandon for St Albans. And Elizabeth Sandon it is who's going after Hatfield's Megan Gray. Megan's going to be about a metre and a half clear. In go Hatfield, in go Costa, and then Watford. Potters Bar A, Berkhamsted. And then Hatfield B, Bishop Stortford, Potters Bar B. Chloe Costa for Hatfield B, Lewis Savage for Potters Bar B, Alice Longman for Bishop Stortford, Mara Alexander for Hatfield in the lead here, Keely White, Potters Bar, and then Neve O'Mara for Watford, Emma Hockney for Berkhamsted, Charlotte Nicholson for Costa, but handing over now. Mara Alexander handing over to Kirsty Fugia in the lead, 1:32. They've got about 4 seconds clear. Watford have now caught up with St Albans. And it's Watford and St Albans with Potters Bar going after them. Potters Bar with Jessica Bright, Watford Amy Borum, St Albans Keris Toland. In the lead, Kirsty Fugia for Hatfield, storming away. On the far side, we've also got Hatfield B, Phoebe Gill going well. But coming in to touch first is going to be Hatfield, taking a time of 2:01.65, very close behind. Looks like it's going to be Watford are going to take second, 2:06.49, 2:06.86, right behind them for Potters Bar B, and then 2:07 for Costa coming in behind them. 2:09 Berkhamsted, 2:11 for Hatfield B, 2:12 Bishop Stortford, 2:20 for Potters Bar B. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool by the far side? So, subject to no DQs, and there have been a few, that will be the final result in that one. I have one disqualification, event 603, heat 2, lane 6, event 603, heat 2, lane 6, disqualified for a technical infraction. We now get on to the final one with this part session, which is event 604, the men's 10 to 13 200 metres freestyle relay. And your lineup in heat 1, lane 1 Bishop Stortford B, lane 2 Royston, lane 3 Hoddesdon, lane 4 Cheshunt, lane 5 Harpenden B, lane 6 Hertford, lane 7 Hoddesdon B, and lane 8 Verulam B. Away we go, and lane 1 Bishop Stortford B, head off by Robert Gore, Edward Ormsby in lane 2 for Royston, Zach Stacey for Hoddesdon, Max Colton for Cheshunt, Parker Brewster for Harpenden, Jack Blake for Hertford, Hoddesdon B's Harrison Oddy, and then Edward Benson in for Verulam in lane 8. And good to spin this one, Royston's Edward Ormsby, and Cheshunt's Max just ahead of Zach Stacey, and that's the 1-2-3 at the first handover. And then behind those we've got Verulam, now got Robbie Laird in the pool, and then behind those chasing away Hertford just ahead of Hoddesdon B and Harpenden B, and then on the far side Bishop Stortford B making ground as well. In the lead though we've got Igor Mortajar for Cheshunt, and Jonathan Sorbick for Royston, and Jack Renoff for Hoddesdon. They're the lead 3, and Igor's going to hand over to Kai Fellows in the lead. That's Hoddesdon. And Hoddesdon have come up into second, just ahead of Royston. Oliver Tom going in ahead of Jack Penrick. And next to go in, Hoddesdon B. Hoddesdon B just ahead of Harpenden Hertford, and then Verulam. But coming back, it's still storming away. Chesant in the lead. Kai Fellows going to be handing over to Godfrey Obeng. Behind him, in second place, at Hoddesdon, Oliver Tom going to be handing over to Hayden Thornhill. Ingo Chesant and Hoddesdon. Hayden handing over. Chesant going in just ahead of Royston. Now up into fourth place is Hertford, ahead of Hoddesdon B and Harpenden B exactly together. And on the far side then Bishop Stortford B going in just ahead of Verulam B. In the lead coming down the final eighth, Godfrey Obeng ahead of Hayden Thornhill, now being overtaken by Ryan Wall. Ryan Roots, Compass swimmer, storming through, but it's going to be Chesant to take this one. Time 2:14.03. Royston takes second place, third place there to Hoddesdon. Very, 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 very close behind them, and as they touch, well, the 2:26 goes to Harpenden B. Fractions ahead of Hertford, and then Bishop Stortford and Verulam. Can you clear the pool to the far side, please, Summers? Can you clear the pool to the official side, the other side, please? Other side? Other side. We have another notice of disqualification. Event 603, Heat 4, Lane 1. Event 603, Heat 4, Lane 1, disqualified for a technical infraction. And this is Heat 2 of the 200 metre freestyle for the 10 to 13 year age group. Line up in this one. In lane 1, Berkhamsted. In lane 2, Tring. In lane 3, Harpenden. In lane 4, Hemel Hempstead. Lane 5, Watford. Lane 6, City of St Albans B. Lane 7, Ware. And lane 8, Verulam. So 2:14.03 the time to beat. George Gray leading off for Berkhamsted, then Edward Lerner for Tring, Toby Martin for Harpenden, Escarillo Albornoz for Hemel Hempstead, Alexander Hollis for Watford, Oliver Mann for Costa, Wares, Callum Cox, and Verulam, Jack Gentleman. Wares, Callum Cox is storming away. He's going to touch for 30 seconds in the lead ahead of Costa B. And then in third place Harpenden, Tring, Watford, and then Hemel Hempstead and Verulam, and finally Berkhamsted. Leading the way at the moment in lane 7 is Archie Rand for Ware. Archie now being chased alongside him by Edward Rowbottom for St Albans, and on the lane 3 coming through strongly is Scott Haxton for Harpenden, but it is Ware going in ahead of Harpenden, Costa, and then Watford, where Ben hanging over to Dylan Morris. And Hemel Hempstead, Hemel Hempstead and Tring, and then Berkhamsted. And Verulam making their way back down the pool. In the lead, it's Harpenden from Watford. Watford now overtaking Harpenden. Watford, Harpenden, and then Ware in that order going in, and in the lead now. Watford's Jeffrey Gill. Harpenden's Tom Dennis, and Ware's Thomas Lydiard. Storming back down the final length in the lead. It's going to be lane 5, Watford B. Jeffrey Gill, who's going to take this, is going to be close behind Harpenden, Tom Dennis, and then Ware's coming in third, and it's going to be 2:12.54 the time to beat Watford. and that's just inside the Cheshunt time of 2:14, said the previous heat. 2:13.67 second there was Harpenden, and 2:14.83 third is Ware. And this is event 604, final heat 3 of the 200 metre freestyle for the 10 to 13 year age group. Line up this final heat. Lane 1 is Stevenage. Lane 2, Hatfield B. Lane 3, Watford. Lane 4, Potters Bar. Lane 5, Hatfield. Lane 6, City of St Albans. Lane 7, Potters Bar B. And Lane 8, Bishop Stortford. So time to beat is 2:12.54. We're going to go straight into the warm-up immediately this heat finishes. So the warm-up will start straight away for the girls and the boys after this because of the time limits we've got. So there won't be a break. We will be going straight into the warm-up. So leading the way at the moment in lane 6 is Nathaniel Mapley for St Albans, being chased by Andrew Temba and Jack Feeney. And it's that order at the first handover. Costa, Hatfield and Potters Bar, with Watford just ahead of Hatfield B. And then on this side we've got Potters Bar B, Bishop Stortford and Stevenage all pretty much together. Coming up now to the halfway handover, and it is very close indeed. Hatfield handing over there now to Lucas Hartley in the lead from Costas, Fergus Reid and Potters Bar's Ethan Howard. And now storming through in lane 3, Watford's William Buckley. And in lane 2, Hatfield's Hugo Robinson-Smith, who's going very well too. But in the lead still, Hatfield coming under a lot of pressure now from St Albans. And they're handing over the final swimmers, and it's going to be really close with Watford just behind them. Watford, Hatfield and St Albans all going in together. All in at 1:32. Great race on here. Who's got the fastest final leg swimmer? Just behind them, Potters Bar, then Hatfield B and Potters Bar B. As they hit the turn, it's Hatfield fractionally ahead of St Albans. It's Hatfield who are coming out in the lead. Hatfield taking this all the way. St Albans in second place, Potters Bar coming up through into third place, and they're chasing on second as well, but it's going to be Hatfield taking it. 2:01.05, excellent swim, 2:03.2, second to touch there, hanging on with City of St Albans, 2:03.47, very fine swim there on the last leg by Potters Bar's Jake Moore, getting him very, very close indeed. What a fabulous relay. Well done, swimmers. Can you leave the pool? Either side will do. You can leave the pool either side. And we're going to be going straight on to the next warm-up session. We'll obviously wait to see the results of that with the disqualifications and the like. Don't forget there will be medals to collect. Do remember to collect your medals from the medal table.